Good afternoon, everyone. I have to confess that there was a shorter version of the gospel. So I have a problem because I always like the longer readings. When the church gives you the chance to choose a longer or a shorter, I like the longer because when somebody is gossiping, you want to know all the gossip, not a little bit. So my name is Neftali Felix. I am from the Diocese of Barahona in the Dominican Republic. I know many of you have been in the Dominican Republic, and you don't have to tell me where you went when you went to Dominican Republic. I'm not a magician, but I know that you went to Punta Cana. Is it? So everybody goes to Punta Cana, but if you go to Barahona, then you will know another place in the Dominican Republic, which is really, really beautiful. It's a beautiful place. It's not developed like Punta Cana is, but it has beautiful beaches, mountains, rivers, beautiful people. And I invite you, if you go to the Dominican Republic, make a trip to Barahona. It's about 6 hours from Punta Cana and Barahona and Punta Cana. So I am serving in the parish of St. Pius of Pietrelcina, Padre Pio, in Hazleton. I've been here in the Diocese of Scranton the last 6 years, and for me, being a missionary priest in the Diocese of Scranton, it has been a blessing. I am really blessed. I am very grateful that you received me here, Father Gregory. Thank you for having me here. So, in the first reading that we read from the book of Wisdom, I know you are following a line during this summer, and the reflection, I will just try to take something from what Father told me to say. He takes us back to the night of the first Passover. We know the Passover is what it means. It's passing over. The Lord passed over Egypt, and he did something that was very striking. God's people were enslaved in Egypt, as we know, but God in his mercy gave them foreknowledge. He told them what was going to happen and how to prepare. They marked their doors with the blood of the Lamb, and when the moment came, they were ready to walk in freedom. And that is mercy. Not only God saving us, but preparing our hearts so that we can cooperate with his plan. God does the same for us through his word, the sacrament, and the church. He gives us the light we need to be faithful, to stay faithful. But mercy always calls for a response. The Israelites had to act. So in the same way, we have to act too. And part of acting is caring for others who are still waiting for their night of deliverance. In the Diocese of Barahona, many children and families live in poverty. And then when we see the reality that they face over there and the faith they keep, is something like we can say God is in that place. Because it doesn't matter what we need. We always find someone to help. And God always is showing us mercy in different ways. So just as God prepared the Israelites, he has prepared us today with the knowledge that we can make a difference when the time to help someone comes. And we have to do it because it's not just laying there in our couch or in our bed. We have to get up and do something. And this is what God wants us to do, in the same way the Israelites did at the time of the Passover. In the Gospel, according to St. Luke, Jesus tells us, "Do not be afraid any longer, little flock, for your Father is pleased to give you the kingdom." And then he calls us to be watchful and ready, like servants awaiting the master's return, with lamps lit and hearts awake. The Lord's message is clear. We are stewards of his gifts. And one day he will ask us how we used them. Because every gift we receive from God, every gift will be given away. We should not store any gift, even money. I know we have bank accounts and saving accounts, but at the end, when we die, everything will be left behind. So we have to be good stewards of this money. How we take care of ourselves, because it's mandatory, but also how we share what we have with others who need the most. Don't do what that man, when he was up to die, he said to his wife, I want you to bury me with all my belongings. I need you to bury me with all my money. And he had a lot of money in the bank. So the wife didn't know what to do. But then, women are very wise. I think the wisest creature in the world are women. So the women said, okay, let me write him a check. So she wrote him a check and buried him with the check. But at the end of time, my point is, we are going to leave behind all that we have. But the more we share our gifts, the better it is for our soul. So the diocese of Barahona in my country is a land of faith, but also of great material need. As I said, many children and young people there face poverty. They lack of educational resources, and many of them even hunger. And yet, like the Israelites in Egypt, they wait with hope for God's liberating hand, often through the generosity of brothers and sisters they may never meet. So the Pontifical Mission Society, through this mission appeal, are an instrument of that mercy. They help us bring the good news, form catechists, provide nourishment, and create safe places where children and youth can grow in faith and dignity. I am always advocating for youth because I was the youth director in my home diocese, and I know the reality that is going on over there. I just want to finish with two things. First, Jesus says, much will be required of the person entrusted with much. He's not only speaking about money. He's speaking of time, faith, talents, and love. Sometimes we are hard to give money, but it is better to give love, to give time, to give our talents to others. Because God has been so wonderful with us, and we should be wonderful with others. When I came here in 2019, I was told that I was going to be sent to a Hispanic community because Hazleton has 62% of Hispanic people among the population in Hazleton. So 3 months before coming here, I received an email telling me that I was assigned to Most Precious Blood and Queen of Heaven parishes in Hazleton. So I went to the internet, I did my research, and I didn't see any Hispanic community in that church. So I was so frightened because I didn't speak English so well, like I am speaking now. So it was really hard. It was very challenging for me to come here from my country, having just a little bit of English in my background and being able to minister in English. And it was so tough that one day there was a guy who called the parish, and I picked up the phone. I didn't want to because I didn't know if I was going to understand the person in the other phone. So he was saying, when is Memorial Day Mass? And I was explaining him where we did Memorial Mass. And then he said, when is the pastor going to do the new Mass? I was doing the new Mass because he gave me the new Mass to practice. And I said, I don't know. If you want a special Mass for yourself, you can just talk to him, call tomorrow, and you can talk to him. And he said, no, I don't want any special Mass. The issue is I don't understand the new priest that is there. And I said, but you're talking to me, my friend. And he hung up. So it was tough in the beginning, but I am grateful because being in a community that didn't have any Spanish Mass helped me to improve my English. So my message is, it doesn't matter what we face in life. It doesn't matter how hard life might be. We have to keep doing and be stronger, knowing that God is always with us. In the beginning that we were singing that song is the theme of Bishop Ambera in his shield. I don't know if it's his shield. What the Bishop Ambera has is walk humbly with your God. And this is what we should do every day. Walk humbly with God, because God is stronger than anything in the world, and we are protected by him. Thank you.